what? Math, huh? Hey, get him. Mr. F, huh? Math, what?
Hey guys, Deondre7 here, and today we're going to be doing another Deondre Reads. We are going to read another chapter of Logdate. Yes, that's what the book is called. It's called Logdate. Yeah, that's all I have to say. We're going to be reading chapter 3 because that's Orange sent me the new chapter a few not a few weeks ago. It was like last week, but I was kind of busy with making remaking the new episode of Too Cool for School, episode 18, because we all know I accidentally deleted the original footage and all that. So I had to like remake the episode, and I also had to do some Deondre reacts vids and all that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. But now I'm reacting to his not reacting. Now I'm reading his new chapter of Logdate. So let's read. So we are now reading chapter 3 of Logdate. Logdate 2557. It's April 16th, but the year's unknown. 1907, or not like the year 1907, but like the time. So it's like, hold on, I need to think for a minute. Isn't it like, that means it's like 8:07, if I believe, 8:07 p.m. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know like about military time, like how military people like tell time. Vix 1. So this chapter is going to be focused on Vix, and Vix is going to be narrating the story. Okay, I got you, Orange. So it's like multiple. So it's not just Valoy telling it from his perspective. It's Vix telling it. It's Vix telling it from her perspective, and I forgot the other character, Hinsfo. Hinsfo telling it from his perspective. That's actually really smart. I had resumed my reading after Valoy interrupted me. I read until dinner time. It was a good thing the dinner bell, it was a good thing the dinner bell, it was more of a chime than a bell sound, stopped me from reading. My vision had began to get blurry. The words on the page started to become one as well. Even though I loved reading, I gladly took the break that was dinner. I carefully stepped over the balls. I carefully stepped over the balls of crumpled paper that littered the floor of my room. There's a lot of yelling outside. Anyway, even though they were useless to me now, I still treated my work with respect. Valoy and Hinsfo didn't wait. What? Oh, he's saying that they didn't do it from their. Sorry guys, I'm like a little out of it today. Valoy and Hinsfo didn't when they came into my room. They'd always step on my work, although I didn't blame them. How are they supposed to know that they're stepping on a cluster of words I translated from our language into English? The door retreated into the wall, and I started down the long hallway. I saw a boy with messy, candy red colored hair transversing down the hallway ahead of me. He had a blonde scarf that flowed down his body. The scarf was so faded, it was almost a visual synonym of the inside of a banana. I logically assumed it was the object he had inherited from one of his parents. His professional-looking shirt was the color of Admiral Blue. I recognized the ginger, but I had never truly met him. I could barely even recall his name, even though it had been on the tip of my tongue. Vix Bum. Yes, that was it. It was Vixbum. I had heard his name thrown around before, although normally the words is annoying or is too smart for his own good came after it. He wasn't quite liked by the other inhabitants. I personally had no opinion of him yet, mainly because I had never met him on a personal level beforehand. I was so engrossed in my thoughts about Vixbom that I had bumped into the boy by accident. He didn't fall. I was too small to make him fall, but he did trip a bit. I turned around, most definitely irritated. I'm sorry. I wasn't looking. He cut me off. Please, watch where you're going. The ginger stormed off into the main eating room. He sounded pleasant enough when he said it to me, but his eyes were cruel. They were pretty eyes, such a dark blue. They almost looked black. The cruel gaze was piercing. I almost felt like my feet were glued to the cold white floor because of them. Those eyes veiled before his circular glasses. Those were the kind of eyes that held a grudge. I followed Vixbum into the main eating room. With my eyes, I quickly scouted the room in search of my dear friends. Hinsfo was in the line for food. I saw Valoy already settled at our usual table. I joined Hinsfo in the line, politely asking to cut in front of the other children. No one really cared if I did. They all wanted to take as long as they needed to make sure they didn't have to get their food. Hinsfo smiled at me. Hey, Vix. What you planning on getting? I shrugged, honestly not sure of the answer to the question myself. Hinsfo chuckled and rolled his eyes at my reaction. I had no idea why, though. He dismissed the question. I will be right back. Guys, I'm back. Got me some iced tea. I don't like iced tea, but it's refreshing. But anyway, back to the reading. I'm getting some home. The dark boy grinned. I smiled back up at Hinsfo, my eyes lighting up. Oh yes, I might get pork as well. Hinsfo rolled his eyes again, although this time he didn't seem quite as amused. But almost burped there. If it was bothering him that I used the English translation, he wasn't verbally communicating at all. Wait, he wasn't verbally communicating that. After receiving our slop food, I get it, okay. After receiving our slop food, Hinsfo and I sat at the table where Valoy had parked. Perked? Valoy looked up from stabbing his food with his fork. Home? Wait. Home? He asked in disgust. Home, Hinsfo confirmed, although he didn't seem bothered by the fact that home tasted nothing like actual pork. I made a mental note to never eat space pigs, no matter the temptation that was put upon me. Our dinner had been peaceful enough before a flagrant child spotted the shiny piece of clockwork that Hinsfo bore on his right wrist. Hey, that's a girl's watch, the boy exclaimed, pointing an accusing finger at Hinsfo. My, your perception skills truly are amazing, aren't they? Hinsfo replied, in a dead tone, may I add. This obvious sarcasm apparently didn't settle well with the other boy, because his face became red. But that's so girly! Her trench coat is more manly than you! I had blinked in astonishment. Why was I suddenly thrown into the conversation? Was it because of my dad's coat? I glanced at the lengthy piece of clothing. Well, of course it was because of my dad's coat. But what But why, wait, but why it meant Hinsfeld was suddenly unmanly, I had no understanding of. Hinsfeld sighed, seemingly already exasperated, as he had to explain this many times before. Look, I inherited this watch from my mother. That is why it's pink, and that is why it is girly. The rude boy snorted. Even if it was your mother's, you're still girly for wearing it. Honestly, if I was you, I would have trashed it the second it was in my hands. It's so ugly and small. It's not even a good pink color. Your mom must have been terrible. Hinsfield's eyes darkened. His gaze turned towards the floor. Even from sitting across from him, I could feel him vibrating in anger. Take it back, he whispered in a tight tone. In a tight tone, the flagrant boy smirked, raising an eyebrow. I'm sorry, what was that? You gotta speak up, wussy boy. Take it back, he grumbled through gritting teeth, louder this time. Ha! You think I'm gonna take it back? Hinsfeld cut the boy off with a sharp blow to the jawline. The boy fell back. He glared up at Hinsfeld, rubbing his jaw and cursing under his breath. Oh, you're gonna pay, Mama's boy. He lunged at Hinsfeld, not bothering to seize his arm or anything, but deciding to seize the dark boy's throat. Hinsfeld was shorter than the boy, but bulkier in shoulder length. He kicked the other boy away and wrestled him to the ground when they started to punch and kick and bite. Anything to inflict pain onto the other participant. I wanted to stop them from fighting. I wanted to just jump in and stop them, but I had been too scared. In fear that one of them would accidentally or purposely hit me. I looked over to Valet for help, but he seemed to be at a loss. Either that or he was certain that Hinsfeld didn't need help. The commotion had grabbed the attention from the rest of the children in the room. Then, forming a tight ring around the fight, and uproaring of kids screaming, "Fight!" or "Beat him up!" or other things like such erupted. Finally, a guardian pushed through the cluster of children to get Hinsfeld and the other boy. The guardian grabbed Hinsfeld by the hood of his jacket and the other boy by the scruff of his shirt. It peered down at the other boy. Fighting again, Vobulus. The metal on the guardian's face shifted, as if they were raising an eyebrow. The other boy apparently Vabulus stared at the ground, not saying a word. The guardian poked Hinsfeld on the side of his face with a long, sharp claw that the armor created. You're not my usual troublemaker, but you do seem to have a temper. I'll fix that. Hinsfeld didn't seem worried until he heard the word fix. Confusion and a mix of fear was plastered onto his face. I glanced at Valoy, a troubled look on my face. His face was just as worried. I'll take you to the reform chamber. That should fix you up. Especially you, Vabolas. 3 strikes and you're out, kid. This guardian sped off, with Vabolas and my friend in its grasp. I also wanted to stop them. I had never been to the reform chamber, but I knew it was bad. Rumors told that once you were sent to the reform chamber, you were never the same ever again once you came out. And that's the end of chapter 3 of Logdate. Okay, that was crazy. Now I want to know what this reform chamber is now. So Orange, hurry up and write chapter 4, because I need to know what's in this reform chamber. All right. Second of all, Vabolas, I hate him, so I don't care what you do to him. I just hate him automatically. He's a jerk, and you don't his mom dead and you making fun of that and all that. Yeah, I don't care. Just cast him to the side. I don't care what you do to him. He's just a supporting character for me. He's not even a supporting character. He's lower than that. He's just the character of the day. He only appears in this chapter and he never appears again. Just cast him off to the side. He's a greasy dirt. He's a greedy dirt bag. I said greasy. What? Anyway, we know Hinsville has a temper. Hinsville is probably like my favorite character of the 3 so far. Vix, I like her like more observant kind of side of the story. Like she's it's like she's observing what's going around her and like she's describing in her point of view. And Valoy, I already explained my thoughts about Valoy in the first 2 chapters, I believe. But Valoy's just like, Valoy's more of like it's happening while he's like witnessing it. And then Vix, she like whatever she saw, like past tense, whatever she saw, she'll describe it, and then like she'll give you like a brief description of like what's like of like a certain character that we've never seen before, of like, or like a certain character trait that we've never seen of other characters and all that. I kind of like that. Hinsville, I already explained Hinsville. I didn't know about the temper. I just thought he was like, he was just a party poop breath sometimes, but now we know that he does have a temper. But the biggest mystery is I want to know what is in this reform chamber, and I hope Orange touches more on that in chapter 4, because I want to see like a really good description of what this reform chamber is, because we all know I have like a really good imagination, so I'm good at imagining things when they're described to me. And I like how like it's the book. It's like saying, since it's like a narrative kind of, it's like a first person view. It's more like it's a first person view, but it's like different characters on that first person view aspect. So it's like, we see Valoy's point of view, we see Vix's point of view, and then I'm guessing we're gonna get another chapter focusing on Vix, and then chapter 5 and 6 we're gonna see Hinsville's point of view. It's really interesting. But that's all I have to say. That's all I can think of. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Like once I get everything off my mind, it's done. All right, no more touching on that. So that's all I have to say for chapter 3, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys click a like if you guys want more Deondre reads like this. Comment down below what you guys want me to read and all that, and make sure you subscribe for more. And thank you guys for 300 subscribers. Hopefully we get to 400 by at least the end of April. That's my birthday, so that would be a good birthday gift from you guys, getting me up to 400 subscribers. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and Deondre Hawk 7.